Hello everyone and welcome to August's Join Me Journaling. It's a week late, but if you follow my content consistently, you know that I uploaded a witch's sabbat painting for Lammas when it was just right the time for it last week. But I'm sure you don't mind at all, so I can start talking about my bullet journal now. As you have seen, my trusty golden Leuchtturm 1917 is full. It contains a year from July 2019 to July 2020 and lives now in a cozy spot on my shelf. For my new journal, I stick with the same model but chose the black cover this time. I wasn't sure if I wanted to include the general setup in this video here, but then I figured that it wouldn't hurt anybody, so here it is. As per usual, I wrote down my key, and I kept it basically the same like in the beginning of the year, since it worked perfectly fine for me. Then I continued with a future log for the rest of 2020, followed by a half page for 2021 to take notes. Right next to that, I have my wish list where I write down things I want to purchase one day or wish for as presents. For my trackers, I only kept some of which I started out with in January, like one for books, movies and series. And lastly, I dedicated 2 whole pages to be a brain dump for video and art ideas. I already posted a bunch of pictures on Instagram, so if you'd like to look at my new setup in more detail, then head over there. Otherwise, I'll finally tell you about my August theme. It is very simple by my standards, but as you all know by now, I'm also just a human and sometimes I can't be bothered to come up with the most elaborate stuff on earth. Also, these illustrations are heavily inspired by a Finnish artist I really much admire. Her name is Eliza, and I'm so sorry if I'm butchering this name, Eliza Praxmarer. I really don't know anything about Finnish surnames, I'm so sorry. Yeah, you can see her Instagram handle on screen, so be sure to check her out. I found her during the 2 on Me art challenge and immediately fell in love with her work. It is simple, but so detailed, and comes across as very melancholic, sometimes even sad. When I look at her illustrations, I almost feel like falling into a deep pit, but not in a scary way or anything, rather in a deep, dark and calm pit so that I can rest and find ease. Wow, that sounds really weird. I'm sorry, and Eliza, if you see this, I hope you take this as a compliment. But I'm just really inspired and wanted to study her art style to learn and develop further my own. So I took some medieval weapons, a sword, a spear, bow and arrows, and threw sprawling plants around them. Nothing in particular despite the blackberries on the front page, but random flowers, twigs and foliage. Thereby I tried to imitate Eliza's play of fine structured as well as white spaces. have to admit that it is rather dark for a summer month, but I really wanted to try it out for August. Except for the illustrations, like always, I didn't change anything major about the general setup, despite the weekly spreads. After the manga panels and the D&D character sheets, I needed something more simple again and went back to my old system. But, good news, I cut back the hours in my day job so that I have more time for my illustration work and video making. That also means that I need more space for planning in the future, so for September I have to come up with something more convenient, I guess. But until then, subscribe, like, comment, have a nice day, and see you next week. Bye!